The crowd's there, eagerly awaiting the next race of the day, the Regal 600.
And number 12, John Donnan.
The big three line up, ready to do battle once again. There's Adrian Archibald, beside him Richard Britton, and completing the front row, it's James Courtney. And ready to go on commentary once again, it's Harold and George.
The flag goes up. Front group heads up into clock for the first time. Richard Britton on the inside, James Courtney running a little bit wide. Adrian Archibald there, slotting into second place as Richard Britton's front wheel paws the air, going out of Clough Village for the first time in this 600 class.
So coming to Alexander's jump for the first time, Britton in the lead, Archibald tucked in behind him there. It's a battle between the usual big two in the 600 super sport class. Oh, that wasn't a very good jump there from Britton. He was very, very close to the right hand hedge as he went over the jump that time. Down into Dunbod corner, it's still Britton in the lead. Britton from Enniskillen, the 27-year-old. Then it's the 28-year-old Ballymoney man in behind him. Adrian Archibald, Courtney's still there in third position. Down through the glade, down past O'Hara's farm, the order's still the same. But coming into Corby, it's still Britton in the lead from Archibald second, Courtney third, Donnan fourth, Stephen Ferguson from Carmoney fifth. And going up into the top six then is Pat Bradley, but number 72, that's Darren Lindsay from Lisburn. He runs very wide and loses about 3 places there in that manoeuvre.
Coming out of Elders, it's Britton from Archibald, from Courtney, from Donnan, from Ferguson. You're flying five, but look at this man Britton, flat out there on this Honda, the Schimmel Honda, through Wade's Mill, up through the right-hander into Clough Village, keeping the throttle on the stop as he comes up across the line, going out to start the second lap. He's already 2.3 seconds ahead of Archibald, the Ballymoney man. Britton there, taking a fairly wide line as he goes out into Clough. Second and third place man, Archibald and Courtney. Courtney really screwing as much power out of the Honda there as he can. Archibald holding on to second place, and that man Britton is really taking chances with Alexander's jump. He was right out to the right-hand side and then almost clipped the right-hand ditch once again. At Dunbod corner, he's still flat out. Archibald still second, Courtney still third. John Donnan in fourth and Ferguson in fifth. What a battle this is in this 600 class. The machine's fairly equal on power and speed. Archibald and Courtney, Donnan and Ferguson. The leader already out of sight because he's already breaking into Corby corner once again.
Richard Britton really has been a revelation in the 600 super sport class this season. He looks over the shoulder. You see some of the men lower down the leaderboard. 74 there was Pat Bradley, just in front of him. 56 was Eddie Sinton.
At Elders, it's still Archibald in second place from Courtney in third. Donnan still fourth, Ferguson in fifth. These five well clear the rest of the field, but Britton is the man in command and control through Wades, 150 miles per hour on these Regal street bikes, almost the same as you can buy them out of the showroom. There's the fourth and fifth place men, Donnan and Ferguson, rounding the right-hander. We're now in lap 5 with Britton the leader.
Round and back corner once again, and Britton has broken the 600 lap record on lap number 2 by 3/10 of a second, so he's really on the move. Courtney through there in third place, and of course it's still Archibald in second position.
And going for the lesser positions, number 7, Adrian McFarland, and number 56, Eddie Sinton. But number 1, Adrian Archibald, cranks it round the left-hander at Corby, powers his way up the hill. Donnan and Ferguson still locked in battle for 4th and 5th positions. Then we see the battle for 6th and 7th. Adrian McFarland ahead of Eddie Sinton in 7th place. Archibald from Courtney off the jump at Elders and round the right-hander, caught in the curb cam. But flat out through Wades Mill is the leader, Richard Britton, still battling it on 150 miles per hour, rolling it off a little bit as he goes up through the right and left-handers and into the village of Clough. Going out now to start the 6th lap of 10. Britton is 11.1 seconds ahead of Archibald. He rounds the left-hander. There's Adrian Archibald in 2nd place. James Courtney in 3rd. Losing a little bit of ground to the man ahead of him. And this battle behind them for 4th and 5th between John Donnan and Stephen Ferguson still going on as James Courtney jumps Alexander's jump and immediately gets down in behind the screen.
So Britton may be away out on his own for the lead, but certainly that big battle for 2nd and 3rd between Archibald and Courtney, still rages. There goes Adrian McFarland through in 6th position. Back with the leader once again at Dunbod. He's away out on his own. Richard Britton had carburetions problems last week at the Temple 100 and the 600 class, but no problems for him this afternoon. In the battle between Adrian Archibald and James Courtney for 2nd and 3rd. They're safely through the glade. Another battle for 4th and 5th between John Donnan and the Black Machine and Stephen Ferguson. And yet another battle between number 7, Adrian McFarland from Plum Bridge, and in behind him there, number 56, Eddie Sinton.
And we're now on lap 9 at Alexander's Jump. As the leader, Richard Britton, has to roll off a little bit. Trevor Ferguson is ahead of him. Adrian Archibald now ahead of number 59, who gets between him and the 3rd place man, James Courtney. Across the jump he goes, head behind the screen, powering it on. Then Donnan and Ferguson still locked in their private battle, jumping in unison there, synchronised jumping over Alexander's Jump for the 4th and 5th place men. Number 56, Eddie Sinton, still battling on there, on his own this time. Archibald into Dunbot. Quick look into the right shoulder to see where Courtney is. Donnan and Ferguson still locked together, only a bike's length in it as they go down the glade to O'Hara's. Number 7 still there on his own now, Adrian McFarland in 6th position. The Briton, the man in front, rounds the Corby corner. The back wheel sliding out as he turns on the power. Courtney getting right onto the back wheel of Adrian Archibald as they come into the corner. Again, Archibald has that quick look to see where the opposition is. Donnan and Ferguson. Ferguson really hard on the brakes that time, George.
Yeah, but Donnan holds on to the position, but here we're back with 2nd and 3rd again. Archibald just in front of James Courtney, and it's getting closer between 2nd and 3rd places with only 1 lap to go. They're on the 10th lap of 10, up into the hairpin for the last time. Archibald still with the advantage over James Courtney. A bit of a wheelie there from Courtney, so that won't gain him any ground. Valuable 10ths of a second lost. Back once again with the scrap for 4th and 5th places between Donnan and Ferguson. Still Donnan holding off Ferguson there as they go up through the right and left-handers past Gregg's farm to complete their 9th lap.
And Donnan there, the back wheel steps out as he powers the brakes on. Ferguson right on his back wheel, watching every move. He has shadowed him for the whole of the first 9 laps. They're on the 10th one now. Across the jump they come once again. Immediately Ferguson sticks the head in behind the screen.
And at Dunbot is still Archibald from Courtney scrapping it out for 2nd and 3rd. Who's going to be 4th? That's the big question at the moment. Ferguson tries to get up the inside of John Donnan. The tail end of their number 20. That's David Murdo, the Dubliner, but it's still Donnan that has the advantage as they go down the glade for the final time. Donnan still in 4th place. Ferguson 5th. No change in order, but that was close there at Dunbot.
Trevor Ferguson, the man showing there, but it's Archibald leading from Courtney out onto the clock road for the last time. And here's this battle. Donnan on the inside. Look at the braking power. Ferguson very anxious to get around on the outside, makes a mistake and runs wide and loses that little bit of ground. But he's still thinking about getting past Donnan as they head up over Elders. But he's still there. And here we have the leader catching up on the back markers as he comes through Wades for the last time. Richard Britton, number 8, arriving in a bevy of back markers. Waves as the checkered flag is held out. Then we see this tremendous battle as James Courtney goes up into 2nd place. In the very last quarter mile of the race, Courtney goes up into 2nd place ahead of Archibald, who has now to settle for 3rd. And here's the final battle. Donnan is still ahead of Ferguson. Ferguson made that mistake at the Corby corner and paid dearly for it, so he has to settle for 5th behind John Donnan.
James Courtney just snatching 2nd place from Archibald on the final lap.